The numbers don't lie. What's coming up on the Culp train and much more tonight on Loren Live EMG. I am your host, as usual, Christopher Gergen, and unfortunately, Mr. Culp tonight is having technical difficulties with his internet out in Republic, Washington. So, all of you lovely people are stuck with me this evening. But it's going to be a great show, so I don't want you to go anywhere. We've got some great information for you, and we've got updates on the events that we have coming up. I'm going to give you a breakdown on where we've been, what we've done, what's going on in the campaign, and where we are right now. So let's just start real quick. Let's talk about the numbers. I've got big news for you tonight. The Culp for Governor campaign has broken kind of a psychological barrier, and that barrier is the $1 million mark. We have raised over $1 million. We crossed that mark today. We are the first campaign to raise over $1 million out of the field. The other campaign that's above $1 million is because they gave themselves 663,000 of it. But all $100 million, or I'm sorry, I wish it was $100 million. All $1 million of the money that we have raised at this campaign has been raised from the field, except for $153 of it that was from Loren when he opened up the Culp for Governor bank account last August. So a big thank you to all of you out there. We are so grateful. And I know that Loren, I've spoken to him about this today, and he's so grateful to all of you for the work and the effort and all of the contributions and everything that we have going on here in the campaign. If it wasn't for folks like you, none of this would be possible, and we wouldn't be where we are. So if to take out the 663,000 that one of our opponents has so graciously given himself, we have outraised our closest competitor by about $250,000, just a little bit less, 240,000. So got a quarter shows in the polls, and it shows in our online community, and some of the numbers that we have here are really eye-popping. 45,000, that's another big mark that we crossed today. 45,000 Facebook likes. We have an entire community online on Facebook, 55,000 followers. No one's even close. Closest competitor to us is at about 10,000, and we crossed that mark all the way back in March. So things really couldn't be better. Honestly, we like where we are. We're comfortable with where we are, but I want to caution everybody. I have seen races in the past where you've got a candidate that's out in front and things happen in the last couple of weeks. So everybody has to stay vigilant. Everybody has to stay excited. Everybody has to stay motivated. Continue to do what you do. I want everybody to play like we're down by 6 with 30 seconds to go. We've got the ball and we're driving and we got to score to win it. That's the mentality that we have to have, and we have to continue to push on that. And by and large, our campaign has had that mentality, and we have really been performing very well. So I don't know if any of you have been to any of our surge rallies. These things are great. There are none of our competitors out there can hold rallies where 800, 1,000 people show up. If they get 100 folks, they're super excited. And if we get 100 folks, it's because we did a really small rally and didn't tell anybody. That just shows you just the eyeball test of just the excitement and where we are as a campaign. Even today, King 5 News, which is not known as a bastion of conservatism, put out a poll showing the Culp for Governor campaign ahead of everyone else. And while their numbers, I will say, were not correct, they still show the correct order of the candidates. And we've got some work to do to chase Jay Inslee down, but we were going to do that in November, and we're going to send common sense back to Olympia, and we're going to lead Washington's comeback by electing Loren Culp as governor of Washington State. First time in 35 years. That's a long time, ladies and gentlemen. 12,750 consecutive days you guys have been under the thumb of would-be dictators and Democrats and people who want to raise taxes and spend your money on things that, frankly, it doesn't need to be spent on. So we're excited about where we're at, and you know the I hear the chatter. They talk about, they just don't know how this could happen, that this is just unbelievable. It's an anomaly. Well, no, it's not an anomaly. It's called hard work. And all of you out there, you are the reason that we are where we are. And I can speak for Mr. Culp on this, that he is deeply, deeply grateful for all of your support. And his campaign manager, or as his campaign manager, I am deeply grateful for your support as well. None of this, as I said before, none of this is possible without you. So I want to go over some other things. There's a couple folks here I want to mention. I want to give a big shout out to Bill and Lisa Allen from the Allen Media Group. They do a fantastic job. Lisa's kind of like the warden, right? I know some of you have a love-hate relationship, with her, but because it's her job to keep things straight on social media. And when you have 55,000 people in your community, that's not an easy job. And I'm grateful for Lisa's patience. She is a fantastic human being. She and Bill both are great folks. And Bill is the one that captures and creates great content for our YouTube channel. He's also the producer of this show. He's sitting here watching. So I have to say nice things. So if I cut out, it's probably because I said the wrong thing and he cut me off. But he handles the live VMGs. Lisa, as I mentioned before, she's our social media director, and she's been the one that's helped the Culp campaign to add an additional 46,000 followers to our page, for an average of about 11,000 additional followers every month. Every month. I want you to think about that. Every month we're adding, because of the work that she's doing, every month we're adding more people than our competitors have been able to build in a year. And we're doing that every month. On board, we were only adding about 1,000. So she's done a great job. Our post reach online is up over 104% over the last 28 days. The message is getting out there, folks. Our engagement, meaning people commenting and liking and sharing and different things, our engagement is up over 105% in the last 28 days. And when you look at the numbers, the back end numbers, none of our competitors are anywhere even close. We're probably 5 or 6 times higher in engagement and reach than anyone else. We have a big pulpit and we use it, and we are very happy where we're at on that. Last month alone, the campaign added 17,800 Facebook page followers, and Loren's message was reached to 1.5. This is an amazing number. This is just mind-blowing. Loren's message has reached over 1.5 million devices in the last 28 days. Unbelievable. And as of today, the Culp for Governor Facebook page has a total of about 45,000 page likes, 55,000 followers. So congratulations, Culp team. Not only is our engagement through the roof, but Loren Culp has a bigger Facebook following than both the Washington State Democrat Party and the Washington State Republican Party. So even the parties don't have the following we have, either one of them. And we're excited about that. So donations, let's talk a little bit about that. Last week, we've been giving you guys weekly updates. Last week alone, we raised $99,561. Our closest competitor only raised $58,000. So again, almost double, not quite double, but almost there. And it just seems like whatever they do, they can't get ahead of us, because we just work hard and we have the most amazing supporters in the state, and we're excited about it. So I just want to say thank you all. We could not have done any of this without you, and breaking through that $1 million mark is really, it's really amazing. And especially in light of the fact that Mr. Culp, when he started this campaign, there in the beginning, he had no money, no prospects, no real name ID, no big black book that he could just open up, no Rolodex to say, I'm going to call these large dollar donors. It was all grassroots money, every single bit of it. And we have had some large dollar donors, and we are certainly grateful for that support. but none of that. We didn't go out seeking influencers and trying to find the guys that are in the club to get their support. We just wanted the support of the folks, and you guys have blessed us, so we're really thankful for that. So this week's weekly swag winner, Amy Beth. Amy Beth is our weekly swag winner. So a Culp campaign volunteer with is going to send you a Facebook message for your shirt size and your mailing address. So we're going to get you guys hooked up there. So Amy Beth, thank you very much for being involved and engaging on our Facebook page and sharing the message of sending common sense back to Olympia and leading Washington's comeback. So there you have it. There's the numbers. So let's talk a little bit about where we are in the campaign, what we got coming up. The campaigns have been busy, real busy, and so busy that it's like we're wearing our team out. You know, some of our folks came to me and said, "Man, we need some days off," and I told them, "You guys can sleep when you're dead. Let's go. We got things to do." You know, but we'd taken a few days off from the trail to just give our team a break, to kind of reset, get everything squared away. But that doesn't mean that we're stopping. It doesn't mean we're slowing down. We've got some more events coming up. We're going to go over that right now. The biggest one, Surge Freedom Rally Summer Party. It's a country style concert. We're doing it out in Buckley Surge Freedom Rally. You can get your tickets at Eventbrite. So you do need a ticket to get in. This is a fundraiser for us, but we're bringing you some great entertainment, and it's going to be a really good time. There's going to be music. There's going to be drinks. This is a 21 and over event, right? So we are bringing, because there's going to be alcohol there, and so we want to make sure that everybody is safe and responsible. We're bringing in Nashville recording artist Ray Solomon. We're bringing her in. We've got Dakota Portman coming in. We've got Primetime Country. We've got the Common Ground Culp Band. I know some of you guys really love them. I know I love them. They're great. They do an amazing job every single rally. This is going to be out at Farm Shed Wine and Brews. It's out there in Buckley, Washington. You can find out details about it by going to culpforgovernor.com. Get in there in the events. It's on the 25th. $25 general admission, $50 general admission. That gets you in and gets you a shirt. And then we do have a VIP option with the premium seat. We're going to give you a bottle of wine because, I mean, who doesn't like a bottle of wine in the middle of the summer, in the middle of a field, listening to country music? And we're going to give you a shirt or a hat. So we've got that going on. And then, so you can get your tickets there at culpforgovernor.com. And in fact, right there on the main page, if you just scroll down, you're going to see it. So what else do we got going on? The 23rd, which is tomorrow, King County Surge Freedom Rally. We're coming at you there in King County. We're going to be out there in Renton. It's going to be a great time. All the details are there at culpforgovernor.com. 6 p.m. to 9 p.m. Free event, live music. Food, bring a chair, bring water because it is hot. We don't want anybody getting a heat stroke. And if you do bring an animal, we just want to say we love our animals around here, and we want to make sure that the animals are safe. So it is hot out. Please bring water and shade, or find a place for shade for your pup. So we want to make sure that they're safe. So they're at the Red Dog Saloon out there in Maple Valley. It's going to be a great time. Then we've got meet and greet out in Lacey on the 24th from 2 p.m. to 3:30. It's a little bit smaller event, no music or no live music, but there will be music out there in Lacey. So check out the details for that. Then we're coming out to Yelm Surge Freedom Rally. I get people say, Chris, why do you go to all these small towns? And I say, because that's where the folks live. That's where the people live. They live in these small towns. It's not just the cities. And this campaign has always wanted to go to these small places. We went to a town one time that had about 1,000 people that lived in the entire town. And at that event, we had almost 100 people. So about 10% of the town came out. It was a fantastic time. But Yelm, we got it going on, live music. This is also free. Food, bring your chair, bring your water. If you got an animal, bring some shade. It's going to be out there in Yelm. Then we got Tacoma Surge Freedom Rally on the 25th. So the 24th is Yelm Surge Freedom Rally. The 25th is the Tacoma Surge Freedom Rally. Now, I know I just said earlier that we have the concert in the evening time, but in the morning, Loren's going to work, Tacoma Surge Freedom Rally. We're going to have a great time out there. It's going to be on Marine View Drive there in Tacoma. So that's going to be great. And then let's see, Chimacum. We have to go to Chimacum. And I'm going to tell you why we have to go to Chimacum, because that's where Loren was raised. And so we're going to get out there to Chimacum for a meet and greet, 10 a.m. to 11:30 on the 26th. Then Bremerton, we're coming back out to see you, because every time we've been to Bremerton, people in Bremerton love Loren. And so we're going to come out for another Surge Freedom Rally. It's going to be a great time. We've got the details on that. And then pushing through the 27th, we'll be out in Chehalis for another Surge Freedom Rally. So that's what we got coming up in the next over the next week. 13 days. That's all we have left, folks. 13 days. All day I have been dealing with my email. I literally, you can ask my assistant. I have got hundreds. We sent an email out, a reminder email. Hey, listen, ballots are out. Please fill it in. And mail it back. And we've gotten hundreds of replies. Got the ballot, and I filled in your name, and you've got 4 votes in our household, 6 votes, 8 votes, 2 votes. It's unbelievable, the support that we've had, and it's been constant. In fact, my phone right now it's almost on fire, because there's just message after message after message, to the point that it's kind of been, because I can't work because my phone keeps going off. I'll be in the middle of messaging somebody back, and then all these alerts pop up. So, but I'm not complaining. I want you guys to keep letting us know that you love Mr. Culp. Keep that intensity up. So that's we've got 13 more days to go. 13 days. That's all we got, and we're gonna do this thing, folks. We're gonna do this thing. I don't want anybody to get comfortable, but at the end of the day, we've got our mindset right, and we've got our focus, and we're gonna get this thing done. And things are looking really good. The internal numbers are looking good, and there are a lot of people that are scratching their head, wondering how all this happened. How this guy from this little town that nobody'd heard of, how did he get out in front? So there's some soul searching going there, some of the other campaigns. So we're going to continue to keep the foot on the gas, because we're not going to just punt and play prevent defense. We're going to continue to be aggressive, continue to move forward, because we need momentum going into November. Running against Jay Inslee is going to be an entirely different monster. And if you will give me a little bit of latitude, I'd like to share with you a little bit about what we have coming up, and the strategy that we have coming up, and what needs to happen. Running against Jay Inslee, I know all of you, well, maybe not all of you, because we have a lot of viewers. I know that there are a lot of you, some of you, that have these masks that say my governor is an idiot. And while on the surface level, I would tend to agree that is the case. You have to understand that this is a man that has won 2 gubernatorial campaigns. He's been to Congress twice. He's been elected to the Washington legislature. The guy knows how to win. And the Democrats in this state, there's a reason that they have held onto office, specifically this office, and control over the state for 35 years. It's because they know how to play the game. And so I don't want anybody to think that this next election is going to be easy, and because it's not. And it's going to be tough. It's going to be difficult. It's going to be, some days are going to be great. Some days are not going to be great. But we're going to continue to fight. And Loren is a fighter. I am definitely a fighter. We have a team of fighters here, and I know all of you are ready to yank the reins out of the hands of Bob Ferguson and Jay Inslee, and give them back over to folks that value the Constitution, and not only the U.S. Constitution, but the Washington State Constitution, and are ready to bring order and peace back to our communities. Just this week in Seattle, rioters started setting Seattle on fire again. I asked a friend of mine, I say, how many times do you have to burn Seattle down? You know what I mean? Before people just get tired of it. And it just, and I wondered if Jay Inslee was even aware that that the city was burned down. Because, you know, last time when they burned it down, he had no idea. So this time maybe he had an idea, and if he did and did nothing about it, that's even worse. So we're at a pivot point, ladies and gentlemen. We have an opportunity, the same opportunity here in Washington State as we had in 2016 as a nation, to go in a different direction. But we have to make the decision. We have to be involved. We have to volunteer. We have to get out there, and we have to work the field. Because if you don't work your field, it's just like politics is just like, or campaigns are just like farming. I mean, if you don't plant the seeds, nothing's going to grow. You have to get out there. You have to work the field. You have to plant the seeds. You have to water it. You have to do, you know, do what you need to do to cultivate a good harvest. And at the end of the day, with God's blessing, you end up with a harvest. So we're going to be ready to go. August 5th, we're going to be ready to go, but we don't want to look ahead too far. We don't want to look past this election coming up. Stay focused. We've got to get this next big win. So in closing, before I go, it's going to be a short show tonight. I just wanted to give all of you those updates on where we are. Things are going fantastic. And if they were not going fantastic, I would tell you. Things are going fantastic. And they could not be happier with how things are going and the direction that we're going. The attacks, one last thing before I go, the attacks, you know, you've all heard them. You're getting the robocalls, you're getting the text messages, you're getting the emails and all that stuff. Listen, just ignore that garbage. This is what happens when you have a campaign that is in complete collapse. And one of our opponents is in complete collapse. He spent, you know, almost $750,000 in a losing effort. And he's got, you know, liens against his business over in Kitsap County because he's not paying his bills. Instead, he spent that money on his campaign, and now he's not going to be able to get that money out. Like, he's got big problems. And so he's freaking out, and our opponents are freaking out, and they don't know what to do. This is just things that campaigns do when they're in full collapse and they're facing a loss. So just ignore it. Keep your eyes on the goal. Stay focused. Don't get sucked into the he said, she said stuff. They're going to make up lies. They've already run hit pieces on us that were untrue, right? They've already, I mean, we even had high-ranking people in the party accuse me of being a liar. We've had, you know, news articles run against us. We've had, you know, text messages and all this different stuff. And they create these charts, and they've got these has-beens from the past, and they put these guys out there like they know what they're doing. You know, over on the east side, these people, they've been around, and they know how to look at the numbers, and they know how to prognosticate. And they were saying that, oh, well, Culp's not got a chance. And then all of a sudden today, when the liberal polls came out, all of a sudden the prognosticators were like, well, you know, Loren's going to be a one and done guy. So now all of a sudden, all their numbers, I guess before, were not true. So now they say they're true. So now they're like, well, it's just going to be a one and done type thing. Like, these guys, they don't know what they're doing. And this is 2016 all over again. You guys all remember the polls. Oh, there's no way Trump can win. No. 99% chance that Hillary Clinton's going to be president. And then all of a sudden, Mr. Trump is elected president. The reality is, ladies and gentlemen, these folks don't know what they're doing. They haven't known what they're doing for 35 years. Don't let them fool you. Stay focused on what we're doing here. Stay focused on our positive message and our positive vision of the future, where we get back to constitutional government. We get back to living within the bounds of the Constitution, and we put government back in the box. We stop spending $50 to $60 billion a year. We stop spending $1 billion a week on projects and programs that don't work. We actually focus on fixing problems like homelessness, drug addiction, mental health. These are all things that Mr. Culp has talked about on the trail, talking about our schools and early childhood education and preparing our young children. And because our young children are not our elementary schools are not petri dishes where we just do these social experiments. Like, these are children, these are real people. And, you know, we've been talking about getting the resources to where they need to be, and then bringing back vocational and bringing back other educational opportunities, exposing children to the arts and these different things. These are all things that Mr. Culp has talked about on the trail. And then COVID is the big thing on everybody's minds. Mr. Culp's opinion on COVID, all of you know what it is. It's how we got the whole insubordinate moniker going. If you want to wear a mask, wear one. If you don't want to wear a mask, then don't. If you want your business to require masks, then require them. If you don't want your business to require a mask, then don't. Ultimately, wearing a mask or not wearing a mask, it should be up to the individual and up to the business, and government should have no say in mandating anything in your life. See, that is the difference between a dictatorship and a constitutional based government. That has been the message that Mr. Culp has preached the entire time during this campaign, and it has never changed. Mr. Culp has not changed his positions on anything, whereas our opponents, many of them, have changed their tune on a lot of things. And Mr. Culp hasn't had to, because the Constitution doesn't change. And that has been his message and his vision to bringing back fishing hatcheries and dealing with our environmental problems and looking for new solutions to bring clean energy. I mean, who doesn't like clean energy? But it's got to make sense, right? So to bringing clean energy and getting fish back in the rivers. And I mean, Mr. Culp has talked about all of these subjects for over a year. And that is the message that the folks have bought into, that people, they want these things. They want Washington to be an amazing place. They want it to be a destination state like it used to be. They want to have tourists come here and like to be here. They want, Seattle to actually be an amazing city where people want to come and they want to spend money. They want to go down to Pike Street and they want to go do these different things. They want to go to Seahawks games. They want to go watch the Mariners when they play well. They want to go and do these things. And that has been Mr. Culp's vision from the very beginning: a positive vision, a positive future, and a positive direction to lead Washington's comeback. And so that's where we're at, ladies and gentlemen. Don't listen to the naysayers. Don't listen to all of the negativity and all the garbage and all the lies and all the pundits and all that. Stay focused on the goal. We have got 13 more days. All of us are excited. We're going to see you on the other side. Next week, Loren and I are doing our last VMG for the primary, and we got something special for you. We can't wait for that. So until next week, I am Christopher Gergen on behalf of Loren Culp and the whole Culp for Governor staff. Thank you all very much for tuning in tonight. Thank you very much. Have a good evening.